Some research projects can enhance our general knowledge about our physical, biological, psychological, or social world. Or sometimes it can shed light on historical, cultural, or aesthetic phenomena. Such projects, which can advance theoretical conceptualizations about a particular topic, are known as basic research. Other research projects naman, they address issues that have immediate relevance to current practices, procedures, and policies. Such projects, which can inform human decision-making about practical problems, are known as applied research. Now, regardless of whether you conduct a basic or applied research, a research project is likely to take a significant amount of your time and energy. So whatever problem you study should be worth your time and energy. And as you begin the process of identifying a suitable research problem to tackle, keep two criteria in mind. First, your problem should address an important question, such that the answer can actually make a difference in some way. And second, it should advance the frontiers of knowledge, perhaps by leading to new ways of thinking, suggesting possible applications, or paving the way for further research in the field. To accomplish both of these ends, your research project must involve not only the collection of data, but also the interpretation of those data. But some problems are not suitable for research because they lack the interpretation of data component. They don't require the researcher to go beyond the data themselves and reveal their meaning. Following are 4 situations to avoid when considering a problem for research purposes. Number 1. Research projects should not be simply a ruse for achieving self-enlightenment. All of us have large gaps in our education that we may want to fill, but mere self-enlightenment should not be the primary purpose of a research project. Gathering information to know more about a certain area of knowledge is entirely different from looking at a body of data to discern how it contributes to the solution of the problem. Number 2. A problem whose sole purpose is to compare 2 sets of data is not a suitable research problem. A research project that involves nothing more than a quick trip to a website to reveal what is already known should be avoided. Number 3, simply calculating a correlation coefficient between 2 related sets of data is not acceptable as a problem for research. Why? Because the key ingredient in true research, which is making sense of the data, is missing. A correlation coefficient is nothing more than a statistic that expresses how closely 2 characteristics or other variables are associated with each other. But it tells us nothing about why the association might exist. And lastly, problems that result only in a yes or no answer are not suitable problems for research. There is so much to learn. There are so many important questions unanswered that we should look for significant problems and not dwell on those that will make little or no contribution. Now, good research then begins with identifying a good question to ask. So how can a beginning researcher formulate an important and useful research problem? Choosing a good research problem requires genuine curiosity about unanswered questions, but it also requires enough knowledge about a topic to identify the kinds of investigations that are likely to make important contributions to one's field. Here, we offer guidelines for choosing an appropriate research problem. First, look around you. In many disciplines, questions that need answers, phenomena that need explanation, are everywhere. This doesn't mean that you are required to take on monumental questions such as the nature of the solar system or oceanic tides. But of course, smaller problems suitable for research exist everywhere. Perhaps you might see them in your professional practice or in everyday events. So you have to continually ask yourself questions about what you see and what you hear. Why does such and such happen? What makes such and such tick? What are the people thinking when they do such and such? Number 2. One essential strategy is to find out what things are already known and believed about your topic of interest. So in choosing an appropriate problem, you have to read the existing research literature about your topic. Of course, in addition to telling you what is already known, the existing literature about a topic is likely to tell you what is not known in the area. In other words, what still needs to be done. For instance, your research project might address the suggestions for future research that another researcher has identified, replicate a research problem in a different setting or with a different population, consider how various subpopulations might behave differently in the same situation, apply an existing perspective or theory to a new situation, explore unexpected or contradictory findings in previous studies, and challenge research findings that seem to contradict what you personally know or believe to be true. Reading the literature has other advantages as well. It gives you a theoretical base on which to generate hypotheses and build a rationale for your study. It offers potential research designs and methods of measurement. And it can also help you interpret your results and relate them to previous research findings in your field. Of course, as you read about other people's research related to your topic, you have to take time to consider how you can improve your own work because of it. Ask yourself, what have I learned that I would or would not want to incorporate into my own research? Perhaps it is a certain way of writing, a specific method of data collection, or a particular approach of data analysis. You should constantly question and reflect on what you read. Number 3, seek the advice of experts. Another simple yet highly effective strategy for identifying a research problem is to ask an expert. What needs to be done? What burning questions are still out there? What previous research finding suddenly and seemingly doesn't make sense? Number 4, attend professional conferences. Many researchers have great success finding new research projects at national or regional conferences in their discipline. By scanning the conference program and attending sessions of interest, they can learn what's hot and what's not in their field. Number 5, choosing a topic that intrigues and motivates you. As you read the professional literature, attend conferences, and talk with experts, you will uncover a number of potential research problems. At some point, you need to pick just one of them. Your selection should be based on what you personally want to learn more about. Remember, the project you are about to undertake will take you many months, so it should be something you believe is worth your time and effort. Even better, one you are truly passionate about. Number 6, choose a topic that others will find interesting and worthy of attention. Ideally, your work should not end simply with a research or a dissertation or other unpublished research report. If your research adds an important piece to what the human race knows and understands about the world, then you will, we hope, want to share your findings with a larger audience. In other words, you will want to present what you have done at a regional or national conference, publish an article in a professional journal, or both. And lastly, be realistic about what you can accomplish. Although it is unimportant to address a problem that legitimately needs addressing, it is equally important that the problem be a manageable one. For example, how much time will it take you to collect the necessary data? Will you need to travel great distances to get the data? Will you need expensive equipment? Will the project require knowledge and skills far beyond those you currently have? Asking and then answering such questions can help you keep your project within reasonable, accomplishable bounds.